Big Life in Hair, and today I have the pleasure of having Christopher Langlois from Christopher Langlois Atelier in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Christopher is a curly hair expert. He's also a scalp health expert. And we're going to take a moment just to talk about some misconceptions and some things, challenges that he deals with when he is behind the chair every day in his salon. Christopher, thank you so much for being here.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I'm really enjoying Asheville. It's nice to get a little break from the north. What I'm seeing in my salon is a big substitute from one type of product that is building, that we're seeing in blogs, that has become a red flag, a warning sign. And so we as consumers have completely switched gears. We're reading labels, we're making our best efforts, but we're listening to everyone instead of necessarily focusing on someone who has a license or who has a formal education in a particular topic or issue. And what I'm discovering is that I'm seeing buildup, I'm seeing unhealthy scalp, unhealthy hair, but at no failure of a client trying. I'm really seeing a transition of one type of buildup where we've seen hair health improve to now we're getting a whole new level of different types of buildup and different food options instead of using professional products that are really geared towards someone's hair genetic needs.
Do you think that people are just combining too many products at once and we need to be a little bit less is more?
I agree. I think it's time to simplify things. We've done it in every other aspect of our life. We simplify. We want things easier. We're trying to work smarter, not harder. We've done it in organization. We've done it in health. We've done it in exercise. It's time to look at the big picture again. Wipe the slate clean and just start over very simple.
There's such a tendency in our industry to overwhelm and overload our clients with hair products because before we know it, a brand new hair product comes out and it gets very, very exciting and it's part of the business, you know? Retail is a huge part of the business. There's a gazillion solas, there's a gazillion beauty bloggers, there's this and that. But when you're dealing with scalp issues or any kind of challenging hair issues, I think the goal for me, the goal for you probably, is to find the best thing that works for that client and give that client a chance to use that product and trust the product and trust a professional who understands hair, who understands hair science, who understands the basics of hair.
Most definitely, I couldn't agree more. It really is about looking at the big picture. Your hair didn't hit its challenge or need or problem, if you want to call it, overnight. You know, hair health doesn't happen again overnight or in one shampoo or sometimes one complete use of a product. It takes time. Hair health is about balance. It's about looking at the big picture. We have to, we might be focusing on one aspect, and by having consistency, then we can realize, oh, you know what, I completely forgot I'm also doing this. I'm also doing X, Y, or Z, and I totally forgot to mention that. Looking at the big picture is the biggest key. And I always tell my clients, there's so much information out there, there's so many experts, there's so many people who are bloggers and have thousands of followers. It's impossible to figure out where to start. I always think, A, does this person have a license? B, who's paying their bills? When it comes down to it, it really is about money. Is someone paying them to advocate for something? Is someone paying them for their opinion or a biased opinion? These are two important rules. To go back to what our parents or grandparents said, there's no goose that lays the golden egg. You know, there's not one thing. It's a combination of things that work together and have this harmonious flow throughout our lives. We are not a two-dimensional object. We're a whole person, we're a whole being. We have to take care of things from the scalp out, from the root out. We have to look at, is it physical abrasion, is it chemical abrasion, is there nutritional needs, are there outside forces? Is it stressors, both good or bad? It's hard to look at the big picture when you're so concerned with one little tree instead of the whole forest.
And there is a lot of client confusion out there, particularly because we are living in a 24-hour news cycle. People are online all the time. People are seeing all these bloggers. So there's just a lot of confusion. And I personally am aiming to help create less confusion for people and really to help people just embrace what they have. It's the best thing that they can do is embrace what they have. I work with clients from 12 up to 80, you know, and I see a lot of the similar challenges with them. I think all of those groups of men and women are all subject to outside influences, especially when it comes to the beauty industry.
Yes. Yeah, especially when we have editing images and photos and we have this goal of this unattainable sense of beauty. You know, we have to be the best at who we are at our genetic level. I can never be 10 years younger. I can never go back to that summer hair. I can never go back to, you know, when everything was good and all the planets were aligned.
No, I mean, I am popping a collar. This definitely tells you that I've entered, like, I'm over 40. You know, this is me now.
It's the new trend.
I'm sitting here and I pop a collar. But I love it. So when do you tell me, before we wrap this video up, tell me when your clients are the happiest, what are they doing?
The least amount. The least amount. It's washing, shampooing, conditioning, keeping the product simple, focusing on being healthy and happy, and not being imprisoned to achieve a look, but just make their look the best that it can be.
That is so well said, and it's so true. Thank you so much.
It was such a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
It was an honor.